Hey guys, thank you very much for joining all, and thank you very much for joining the live stream if you're watching the live stream, or thank you very much for watching the recording if you're watching the recording. Today's topic will be about the difference between unqualified and qualified trade license. I've talked about the trade license in general million times before, so if you want to know what is the trade license, how to get it, what documents are needed, like how long it takes, everything about the trade license, watch some of my previous videos. I've talked about it a lot, but today I want to talk about the difference between the qualified and unqualified trade license, because many people asked me about that recently. So I just wanted to do a live stream about this specific topic. Guys, I'm not sure if I will be seeing your comments, because in the last couple live streams on Facebook, I've had problems seeing your comments. So please try to just like comment something to let me see if I can see the comments. Yeah, I'll open the chat here. No, I'll write myself a comment. Hey, good. I see mine. Okay, so that's fine. Let's see if I can see yours. On YouTube, there's never been a problem. So let's go into that. Basically, if you're getting a trade license, there are, let's say, two types of trade license. It's a bit more complicated, but let's say two types of trade license. One is unqualified trade license and one is qualified trade license. The difference is pretty significant. The unqualified trade license, as the name says, does not require any qualification. So basically anyone can get the trade license, the unqualified trade license. The only kind of qualification you need to have is that you must be older than 18 years old and that you must have a clean criminal record. But besides that, you don't need to prove any education, qualification, nothing like that. So it's very easy, very fast, and very simple to get the unqualified trade license. On the other hand, for the qualified trade license, again, as the name indicates, you need to prove that you have an education, qualification, or experience, or combination of these in that field which you want to run business in, and you need to do it to get the trade license. And this is pretty important, because if you, for example, need to prove your qualification, if you need to prove your education, let's say that I don't know, you want to do a massage, you want to work as a massage therapist, and you need to prove that you have education in massages, then it's not just that you show your certificate from some other country and it's equally valid here. In most cases, you will need to get the original diploma, at least, of course, apostilled or super legalized and translated into Czech, which takes some time. But in some cases, you would need to also, for example, nostrify your diploma. So it would be processed for a couple months before you can even like start with the business. Or you might need to find a Czech person which would be like a responsible person for your business. So you would need to, because let's say you cannot prove you've been doing massages for 20 years, so you have plenty of experience, but you cannot prove your education because you don't have education in that field. You just learn that and like practice that. Or you have education in that field, but you don't have the diploma with you, or it's not legalized or whatever. So in that case, you might find some Czech person who meets the qualification. So they for example have a Czech education in this specific field or qualification, and they can prove it, and they can be the responsible person for your business. So you can get a trade license. You just need this person to sign an extra paper saying that they have the qualification and that they will be responsible for your business. So either way, it can be pretty complicated, and especially for some fields and some nationalities, it can be very complicated to get the qualified trade license. So it's always best if you can, at least initially, when you're starting with the trade license, if you can start with the unqualified one, because it's easy and simple and fast to get. And then you can maybe start working on the qualified one. And when you have all the documents ready, then you can just change it. The unqualified trade license, there are actually 82 different trades you can use under the unqualified trade license. And those are really like the range of fields is very big, from like producing, manufacturing helicopters, to breeding animals, to teaching English, to like providing software and IT consultancy or like anything else. So the unqualified fields are pretty wide and pretty broad. So in most cases, you can find what you want to do among them or something very close to it. And especially if you're starting, it might be good just to start with the unqualified one and then kind of start working on the qualified one. So when the business like catches up and you have plenty of clients and there is a risk that someone would come check you, you already get the qualified one. Maybe just to give you an idea what qualifies as a qualified trade license or qualified trade, that generally it is anything which can hurt people in case it's not done with high enough care. So for example, hospitality, like restaurants, because obviously if you don't cook well, if you don't know how to cook, if you don't know what ingredients to use, all that, you can even kill people, you know. So this is definitely a qualified trade. If you want to sell alcohol as well, because that can potentially harm people as well. If you want to do massages, of course, if you do massages incorrectly, you can harm people significantly. The same with tattoo. If you're a tattoo artist and you want to do that as a trade, you need to have the qualified trade license, because if you don't clean the needles properly, you can spread like some illnesses. So it's trades like this, especially if you want to work with food or with like human body or something where you can hurt people, then it usually qualifies as a qualified trade license, and you need to have the special like you need to prove your education, qualification, or experience, or combination of all of those. So hopefully this was helpful. I wanted to just shoot a short video about this or do a live stream about this because many people were asking. So here you go. Hopefully that was helpful. And guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Now is the time. I see that there is a question on YouTube, so I'll start there. But guys from Facebook, if you have questions as well, please feel free to ask and write them into the comments. And let's see if I can see them, because the last 2-3 live streams, maybe more, I couldn't see the comments for whatever reason. But I reinstalled the app and I'm on my data. I'm not on Wi-Fi, so maybe that's sorted. So I see that Saif joined and Rosario Zantua joined. So guys, if you just could write a comment, that would be very helpful for me to see if it's working or not. So Simon, do we need qualified trade license for opening a small cafe in which we'll sell pre-cooked food like cakes and coffee? That's a good question. Generally, I would say yes. It depends. For example, if you only sell packed goods, so you don't make anything on your own, but you just like buy a baguette which is already made and packed, and you sell the baguette, then it's okay. So if you were selling like pre-cooked food or like cakes which you didn't make and you just bought it already done and like packed, then you can sell it usually with no problem, and it could fall under some like unqualified trade. But especially if you want to bake something yourself, or if you want to deal with food production, or like just you would manipulate, you would, maybe it would be pre-baked and you would be like finishing the baking process in there, then most likely you would need to get the qualified trade license. And anyway, for a cafe, generally I would say it will be the qualified trade, but it depends on the exact business plan. Because again, if you were only selling like already packed stuff, you might not need the qualified trade license, and unqualified might be fine. But generally, that's one of the cases when you're dealing with food, and if you do something incorrectly, you can potentially harm people, that would require the qualified one. Okay, guys. Any more questions? I know it's too late already. Sorry for that. And thank you for joining anyway, because if you're awake at like almost midnight and you're joining a live stream, that's great of you. So thank you very much. Simon, my pleasure. Thank you for the question. Okay, and guys, I will share a link, or actually I did on YouTube. I did share a link in the description of the video. So when I finish the live stream and the video will upload, in the description, there will be a link to the unqualified trade. So Simon, you can also go to the link and you can see what is included, because we've created a blog post where we describe the trades in detail. So you can see that, okay, in this trade, this and this and this and this and this and this is included and this is not included. So you can go through that and you will see if you, with the business plan you have, if you would qualify for the unqualified one or if you would need to have the qualified one. So the link is already in the description of the video on live on YouTube. In Facebook or on Facebook, I will share the link when I finish the live stream. Okay, guys. So thank you very much. If you don't have any more questions, I thank you very much for joining, and see you again Monday, and then Thursday, and then Monday, and then Thursday, and until the end of the world. Cheers and bye. Good night.